What's up, guys? It's CardPlayDude21, and today is the third episode of Metacation. We are going to be doing it on Fire Kings, because I think Fire Kings are running rampant in this meta, along next to their Fire Fist brothers, but that is another episode for another day. So, Fire Kings, they basically work off of being destroyed by a card effect, and they all have a similar effect where it says, if a face-up Fire King monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. So, I guess that works, but nobody really uses that effect much, or else I haven't seen anybody use that effect. But, the Rudnix is basically their boss monster, because when it's destroyed by a card effect, he comes back and nukes all the monsters on the field. So he's basically like a dark hole, except he doesn't kill himself. But he does not have the effect of when a Fire King monster is destroyed, because that would be way too broken. The main guy you want to use him with is Yashka, because if you run 3 of him, the possibilities of you drawing him are good. So you want to get Yashka destroyed. And the good thing about Yashka too is he just has to be destroyed. He doesn't have to be destroyed by a card effect. So that means he can be destroyed by battle, destroyed by a card effect, whatever. As long as he's destroyed, you get to destroy any card on your side of the field or in your hand. So you can destroy this that's in your hand, and it goes away. And then it comes back and nukes the field. I know this card isn't part of the Fire King archetype, but some people use it in their Fire King deck, and it's called Sacred Phoenix of Nymphs. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's basically like a Rudnix, except it comes back during your next standby phase, not your opponent's, or whatever the next standby phase is. But Sacred Phoenix comes back on your next turn, and he blows up all the spell and traps. So if you could figure out a way to get him out with him surviving, you can blow up the entire field and swing for 24 and swing for 27. Now, the most common spell cards that Fire Kings use are the Fire King's Fire Ring. What this does is target a fire monster you control and a fire monster in the graveyard, and then you destroy the one on the field and bring back the one in the graveyard. So let's say you have a Barong on the field and a Grudnix in the graveyard. What you would do is you would activate Fire King's Ring, destroy him, bring out Grudnix, and then you get a search in your next standby phase. Barong is basically your searcher, Quillen is your dumper, and Yashka is your destroyer. A good tech card sometimes I like to run in Fire Kings is Thunder Crash. It destroys all your monsters, and it gives off a little burn damage. So, like, say your opponent's at 200 life points, and you have Yashka, or whatever, you destroy it, it gets this effect, it inflicts 200. Call the Haunted, you can run too. A lot of people run Enthusiastic Beastman Wolfberg, because he brings back any one of the... Actually, he just brings back these two. He just brings back these two. But these two are surprisingly in the graveyard pretty often, because you run 3 of each. So you bring back one of them, and you can go into either Diamond Direwolf or Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. This card's good because it negates the effects if you detach and exceeds, except Beast Warriors. Diamond Direwolf is basically a scrap dragon, so what you can do is detach and destroy Grudnix or whatever you need to destroy, pop a card on their field and it comes back, or if you need to swing for game, you can just pop himself, pop a card on the field, swing for game. Torrential works good with them as well. Onslaught of the Fire Kings, you just basically... If your opponent has a monster and you don't, you special summon any Fire King, mainly this one, and then it's destroyed at the end phase, therefore it gets its effect, and then you can do all sorts of plays. Side decking against this card. Playing against this deck, I found the only reasonable ways to deal with Fire Kings are Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fissure, Banisher of the Radiance, Compulsory Evacuation Device, and Bottomless. what do all these have in common? Well, these three and this one, they all remove, and Fire Kings don't get their effects when they're removed or back to the hand. So these really are the only side deck choices I can think of, unless there's like some fire hate support. But what you basically want to do with them is you just want to get them out of the way, get them out of the field, or send them back to the hand somehow. And that's the only way you can deal with them, because if you destroy them, that's not really good unless you can swing for game that turn. So I think the best way is to just macro everything. So, how do you guys get around Fire Kings? Do you like my segment? Comment, like, rate, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cardplayer Dude 21 signing out.